Thank you, Debbie. Pursuant to the Illinois Open Meetings Act, meetings held remotely will require roll call votes for all action items. To streamline, we're combining the action items into one combined motion, so only one roll call vote will be needed during the meeting. Meetings of the Cook County Health Board and its committees will be held remotely until otherwise noticed due to the determination that a public health emergency exists. We anticipate in-person meetings resuming in May. The next regular meeting of the Audit and Compliance Committee is scheduled for Friday, June 23rd, 2023 at 9 a.m. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Debbie, could you please call the roll?
Director Deere?
Here.
Thank you. Director Ryder? Director Ryder is absent. Chair Harrington?
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Debbie, is anyone registered to provide virtual oral testimony or submit written testimony to be included in the record?
We did not receive any registrations to provide testimony, nor did we receive any written testimonies.
If not, I want to introduce Nicole Amaro, Chief Corporate Compliance and Privacy Officer. What was that? There's some noise in the background. Ms. Amaro will review her report and the two plans presented for approval.
Thank you, Chair Harrington. Good morning, everyone. Nicole Amiro, Chief Compliance and Privacy Officer. This morning, I'd like to request your approval for the annual County Care Compliance and Fraud, Waste, and Abuse Plan. Next slide, please. The purpose of the County Care Compliance Plan is to communicate the compliance expectations to all county care stakeholders, including standards related to fraud, waste, and abuse and financial misconduct. This is the compliance plan that we provide to the state, and the changes made this year were not substantive, mostly surrounded on making changes to reflect the new reporting to the HFS OIG. They received we got a new portal this year, so the timing of the reporting did change. I kindly request your approval of both the County Care Compliance Plan and the Fraud, Waste, and Abuse Plan. Happy to answer any questions.
Director Deere, do you have any questions?
No, I have not.
Hearing no questions, we'll hold these items for the combined motion. Now we'll have a report from Director of Internal Audit, Tom Schroeder.
Hi, good morning. This is Tom Schrader, Internal Audit. Just wanted to bring our Internal Audit Charter to the committee and request your approval. Again, there were no changes from the charter from previous years. The charter is Internal Audit fundamental governance document. Best practices suggest that the board review and approve their internal audit charter annually. There's a few slides following this that pull from the Institute of Internal Auditors guidance with regards to the charter. Just a reminder, the Institute of Internal Auditors is a professional body for internal auditors, and they provide the audit practice standards, your certifications, and education, amongst a few other things. The full charter was included in your materials, and again, there's no updates of the charter from previous years. A footnote, though, the Institute of Internal Auditors reviewing their practice standards, so next year we may have some changes to the charter depending on that. And again, another side note, the charter was reviewed as part of our internal audit quality assessment a few years back, and there were no comments or questions with regards to that. So we can just head to the next few slides and we'll just cover some of these. Again, it's based in the Institute of Internal Audit practice standards, and I've got some highlighting there that we must periodically review the internal audit charter, and periodically is typically meant annually. So we can skip to the next slide. And one of the things the internal auditor must do is confirm to the board that we're organizationally independent, and there's some highlights below of what some of the interpretations are. So one is approving the charter, which we'll do, and then we approve the internal audit plan. We look at that the last meeting in January. Reviewing budget and resources, we'll do that in the closed session, and then receiving communications from the audit department, and we do that at every meeting. So anyway, that's the foundational basis for that. And I think the next slide, these are just, again, some of the sectional topics that the Institute of Internal Auditors suggests go into your charter, and our charter reflects each of these. So again, no changes. And so with that, unless there's any questions, we'll just ask for approval when the motion is made.
Thank you. Director Deere, any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to applaud both of you for the work you're doing and assure the public that we're working in their best interest to make sure that there are no problems. That's what this process is about. I also want to mention we have another action item, and that is the January 20th committee meeting minutes. They were approved by the board at the January meeting, but being presented for the committee's review and discussion if necessary. Are there any corrections which need to be made to the minutes? Hearing none, I will entertain a combined motion for the following. Approval of item 3, parentheses A, 2023 County Care Compliance Plan. approve item 3A, 2023 County Care Fraud, Waste and Abuse Plan. Approve item 4A, proposed internal audit charter. And lastly, accept item 5A, January 20th, 23rd, Audit and Compliance Committee meeting minutes. Debbie, please call the roll.
And just to confirm, the motion was made by Director Deere, seconded by yourself, correct?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Roll call vote on the combined motion. Aye or nay, Director Deere?
Aye.
Director Ryder is absent, and Chair Harrington.
Aye.
You have 2 yeas and 1 absent.
Thank you. We have 3 items for our closed meeting: a report from the Director of Internal Audit, a report from the Chief Corporate Compliance and Privacy Officer, and a discussion of a personnel matter. Pursuant to the following exceptions to the Illinois Open Meetings Act 5 ILCS 120/2, C, 1 and 29, I request a motion to recess the open meeting and go into a closed meeting. Can I please have a motion? Debbie, please call the roll.
Roll call motion on the motion to go into closed session. Aye or nay, Director Deere?
Aye.
Director Ryder is absent, and Chair Harrington.
Aye.
You have 2 yeas and 1 absent.
Okay, we will now go into closed session. Please disconnect from the open meeting team's invite and connect to the closed meeting team's invite. I'll see you shortly.